Jackie Ballheis from Clump and Stampers. I am excited to share this month's quick and easy technique with you. We're going to do some Emboss Resist, but we're cheating a little bit because we are going to use the Irresistible, oh, I said it right, Designer Series paper. So it is this beautifully embossed paper that we are going to put some color on to make it even more beautiful. But if you don't have that paper, that's okay, because I'll tell you how you can do the same technique by just making your own embossed paper. So let's go ahead, flip the camera down, and let's get to work. Now this is probably pretty boring to look at right away, and hopefully you can see the shine. Oh, there it is. I'm trying to get the light to hit it. But this Irresistible Designer Series paper comes in, oh, got something on there, comes in 3 different patterns. It comes in a 12 by 12. It's a heavier, more of a cardstock, not a paper. This one's got flowers all over it. You'll get to see these better on my samples. Some leaves, and then the plaid. Now, this is, you could obviously use it just like it is because it's so pretty, but we're going to add some color to it to create our cards. Now, I'm going to show you a couple, and then I actually have 5 completed samples that I'm going to show you just to kind of get your brain going on it. So let's start with this piece. Can you see the design on there? Now, this one just has a bunch of flowers. Now, like I mentioned in the beginning, if you don't have this paper, what I'm sharing with you, you could do by embossing images onto a piece of, like, say, basic white. Maybe you want the basic white thick to just have a little bit more to it. But emboss with clear powder. And essentially, you're going to have what I have here. And then you can go ahead and do some blending on it like we're going to. Now, on this first one, I have Coastal Cabana and Granny Apple Green. And we're just going to use 2 different blending brushes here. So let's start with Granny Apple Green. And when you're blending, you always want to start off and then just swirl it in. So we're going to just do some little blobs of the green. Okay, let's put a little bit down here in the corner. Now, the fun part about this is, depending on what colors you like, what color ink you have, or what kind of cards you're making, just go ahead and do this with any different colors of ink. So we've got some of that on there, and then we're going to bring in Coastal Cabana. Now, I often get asked about these. How do you clean them? Honestly, I don't clean them. This one I always use in green. Now, I might have used it in old olive or different greens, but what I do after I'm done, like here after I'm done with Granny Apple Green, I just smear it around on paper, get as much of that off as I can, and stick it. I have a little cup that I keep them in, and I do that. You could run these under water, you know, and rinse them out. They stay stained a little bit, but that way you'll feel a little bit more confident that the old ink's off of them. But yeah, whatever works for you. This one, Coastal Cabana, so I use it in all colors that are very similar to it. So again, we're gonna just roll in some of this color. Now, when you bring in that second color, go over, overlap a little bit your first color so that the colors blend together, but not too much because you don't want to muddy it up. So we're just blending some ink there. Let's bring in some right there. And you can see just how those flowers are starting to pop, but we're going to do the magic here in just a second. As soon as I get all my ink on here, I want to get this a little bit darker. I'm talking and not paying attention to what I'm doing. Now, I should mention I've got 5 different completed samples I'm going to share with you today, and I'll have a link down in the video description. You can click on that and follow it right over to my website, and I'll have a blog post over there that will show, that'll have pictures of the cards I'm going to share here on video, along with all the supplies and colors, as well as the products that I use. Oh, and the measurements. So if you want to look at that blog post and copy what I did exactly, I'll make it easy peasy for you. Now, we've got our ink on there. Next step is to clean it a little bit. And what I mean by that is just take a tissue and you can rub on it. And what this is doing, and you can see those flowers, see the ink on there? See how those flowers are getting brighter and whiter? It takes any ink off of the flowers. That's why they called Emboss Resist, because that shiny embossed surface resisted the ink. So now I'm just wiping off any traces of it. So look at how pretty that is. Now, to finish off a card, we need to have a sentiment. So I thought I would show you heat embossing, which a lot of times I don't always share this on camera. I tell you to do it. But I thought since we're talking techniques, this is a technique, so we're gonna share it. Super easy. One of my favorite things to do is emboss with white embossing powder on black or Secret C, my sentiments, because I think it really makes them just pop. So I have a stamp here. This is from the Right Words stamp set. And we're going to emboss in white on the black. Now, a couple keys when embossing. Use an embossing buddy. This is part of the Embossing Additions toolkit. Comes with the buddy, it comes with a brush, it comes with our little tray, and then also a tweezers. But what this does is it gets the static off your paper so that your embossing powder does not stick where it's not supposed to. Then ink your stamp up. We want to use Versamark ink because it is a slow drying sticky ink. You can see how sticky it is. The pad wants to stick. I always hold the pad down and then tap it good. And then when you put it on here, just give it some good pressure and hold it for a couple of seconds. Make sure we've got some really good ink transfer to our cardstock. Can't see anything, it's clear. And then we're gonna take our white powder and we're going to just throw it over the top of it like so. Make sure it's all covered. Tip it over and tap it all off. So our powder's on there. And this is why I love this tray, because now it actually has a screw end on it, but I think I lost it because I never used it. And now I can just take all that white powder and just scooch it right back into the jar. Thing about embossing powder, I would venture to guess that you will never, ever, ever use up a full jar of it. So if you put it all back in there, you're gonna last you for a long time. Okay, let's set all of this aside and now we're ready to heat it. Now, a couple tips when heating. Do not overheat it. And I just was talking to one of my team members the other day that she was struggling with embossing and she said, mine's always kind of flat and dull. It's because she overheated it. Once it starts turning shiny, move your heat around and don't hold it in that same place anymore. Once it's shiny, it's done. And if you continue having heat, it will flatten it out and make it dull. So we're gonna just go ahead. When I first turn the heat gun on, I will just kind of move it around. You can scorch your paper, so don't hold it just in one spot. And then as soon as it starts getting shiny, and you'll see, see how it started right there? Can you see the difference? I'm gonna just move my heat around. It's gonna go really fast once it starts. And then as soon as it's all done, it's done. Don't keep heating it. Okay, so there we have, to somebody worth celebrating every single day. And then I have a punch. I believe this is called the Modern Day Oval Punch. We're gonna just stick that in the middle and punch it out. And there we go. So I'm gonna bring in my finished card here. I'm not gonna complete the 5 cards, I'm just gonna share them with you. So you can see how I just put some black with it. I've got the nice little flower, and there's my sentiment. Super easy peasy, but a very pretty card. And again, I'll have all these measurements and supplies that I use for each of these cards over on the blog post. So grab the link and head on over there. Okay, let's look at another one. Now for this one, I have a piece of the leaves, because I kind of wanted to show you a couple of the different patterns. We're gonna switch to Old Olive, and like I said, I'm gonna use the same brush. Make sure most of that granny apple's off there, close enough. But this time we're going to just go ahead and cover the whole thing. You know, the beauty of this, like when you're blending like this, you can just keep adding more and more and more ink until you get it just as dark as you want it to be for whatever your project is. And again, I want to show you, just because this is kind of for demonstration, the reason I always start off, if I go and I put this right here and now start going, you get a blob, okay? And it gets really hard to blend that out. So by coming off and then going on, you'll get a much smoother, even color, okay? And then again, we're gonna wipe that off, make our leaves nice and white. Look at how pretty that is. So here is my completed card with that one. Again, I'm keeping it super simple, making those pretty leaves pop, thinking of you, and there we go. There is our second card. Now, got a couple other ones. I'm not gonna do any more blending because I've showed you how to do that. And I believe all the sentiments I used are from that Right Word stamp set. It's so nice for so many things. But here you can see I used a piece of the paper for my whole background there. And when I blended, I started down here and I blended and I just went up. More ink, blended and went out. And I just kept doing that. So you can see how it's dark down here. And then gradually, as it gets up towards the top and the sides, it lightens. So hopefully the video here is picking that up. Then I just added some die cuts and my greeting, and we're done with that one. Next, I played with the plaid. Might be my favorite. I think this is my favorite card here. But again, just took pieces of it. I used my blending brush, put color on it to make the, make our accent pieces on there. Added some die cuts, my embossed greeting, and there we go. So 5 different cards, all using the Irresistible Designing Series paper, showing you how to use a blending brush. And also we went through how to emboss. Like I said, I use that a lot with my sentiments, the white on the black, just because it has such a pop of those sentiments. So I hope you like it. Check out the blog post, and don't forget this every month. If you place a $50 order with me, you will get the Creativity Made Simple card tutorial. And in that one, we always have a template, a fun fold, and a simple technique. Nope, this isn't the technique. This is bonus because you're watching my video. Those we don't share publicly. So you can get that tutorial along with the videos showing how to do those techniques and fun folds if you place an order with me. Otherwise, it is available for purchase over on my website. So I think that's all I have to share with you today. I hope you like this. I hope you grab some blending brushes. If you don't have Irresistible Designer Series paper, emboss some yourself and do the emboss resist technique. So thanks for watching, friends. We'll be stamping again real soon. Have a stamp happy day.